guys, it's Sam, welcome back to another video, and today we are going to start this video series, and basically I saw this on YouTube of another booktuber doing it, but I'm going to do it a little different. She had this chart, or I guess I guess like a chart, and she would like chalk off a book whenever she read it, and she would vlog each of them, and yeah, I think that YouTube channel's name is Vicky's Book Nook. Go check that video out because it inspired me. But the difference is that was already a pre-made chart that she bought off of Amazon. I put 50 books down that I have considered reading. Also, she did 100, and also, well, not really, because she already read a lot of those. Some of these I've read, but some of them haven't really stuck into my head, and also some of them I've read a while back. So these are the ones that I have been wanting to read recently. So I'm gonna tell you all the titles, and then we are gonna spin them, and I will spin two, and then I will look up the synopsis of both of those, and I will choose one, and then after that, if it's a short book, I'll probably do 2 books in a video, unless the second one is really long, then that's definitely. But anyways, let's get into the title. So, Kane Chronicles, The Red Pyramid, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, Count of Monte Cristo, Divergent, Where the Redford Grows, Holes, Wheel of Time, Alice in Wonderland, The Alchemist, Twilight, Murder on the Orient Express, King Killer Chronicles, The Name with the Wind, Wild Dark Shore, Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies, The Hunger Games, Steelheart, The Run of Glass, The Bad Beginning, The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, The Prison Healer, The Running Man, The Maze Runner, Catch-22, Halo, The Fall of Reach, How to Train Your Dragon, Little Woman, The Great Gatsby, FNAF, Silver Eyes, The Bletchley Riddle, Beneath the Scarlet Sky, The Huntress, The City of Ember, Red Wall, The Wind in the Willows, Dune, Screwtape Letters, Little House in the Big Woods, The Wild Robot, The Wings of Fire, The Dark Prophecy, Spirit Animals, Hoot, The Prometheus Project, The Children of Hurin, Night of the Living Night of the Living Dummy, Mary Poppins, Caraval, Red Rising, Sing Down the Moon, and The Odyssey. So I know some of those are like really popular, some are not that popular, but let's get into it. I don't know really what I want. I know like y'all are like, Sam, your last video was you read The Odyssey last year. I did, but I was also rushing it because I was reading it for school and I was trying to get caught up. So I think that might be a reason of why I didn't really enjoy it that much. But I don't want to read I don't want to read Twilight. I don't want to read Dune. Because I've heard horrible things about them, but they're really popular, so that's why I put them on there. But let's spin. By the way, these were things that I was doing before. The Wild Robot. Okay, let's pull up a synopsis on Goodreads of The Wild Robot. I watched the movie, so I kind of know what this is about. Oh, it's a series. Didn't know that. Okay, so I don't know all the authors' names, but The Wild Robot by Peter Brown. It has 4.22 stars on Goodreads. 119,488 people have rated this. And the synopsis is, can a robot survive in the wilderness? When robot Roz opens her eyes for the first time, she discovers that she is all alone on a remote wild island. She has no idea how she got there or what her purpose is, but she knows she needs to survive. However, battling a violent storm and escaping a vicious bear attack, she realizes that her only hope for survival is to adapt to her surroundings and learn from the island's unwelcoming animal inhabitants. As Roz slowly befriends the animals, the island starts to feel like home, until one day the robot's mysterious past comes back to haunt her. From best-selling and award-winning author and illustrator Peter Brown comes an heartwarming and action-packed novel about what happens when nature and technology collide. Let's see if I can find how long this book is. Like how many pages it is. Okay. 282 pages on one of them. So, not that long. So, that might, if I do that one, I might just do two. Alright, but let's see what the second choice the wheel spins. And if it says the wild robot again, then I'll just do the wild robot. Night of the Living Dummy. Okay, so both of these are really short books. But they're polar opposites, and these are two that I did not think I was gonna get picked. I was kind of hoping for like a fantasy, like maybe like Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies would be really fun, or Spirit Animals, but that's okay. That's a dummy. Yeah, this is a Goosebumps book, but most of the Goosebumps are one-offs, and I was like, Night of the Living Dummy is like the most popular, so I'll just do that one. A lot of these I was kind of like rushing to figure out what to do. Alright, Night of the Living Dummy by R.L. Stine. Some authors, I don't know if this one does it, but I know Lemony Snicket is one author that, like, I think his name is an anagram for something else, but please comment down below if I'm wrong. Okay, it has 3.84 star rating on Goodreads. 34,416 ratings, so a lot of people have read this. When twins Lindy and Chris find a ventriloquist dummy in a dumpster, Lindy decides to rescue it, and she names it Slappy, but Chris is green with envy. It's not fair. Why does Lindy get to have all the fun and all the attention? Chris decides to get a dummy of her own. She'll show Lindy. Then weird things begin to happen. Nasty things. Evil things. It can't be the dummy causing all the trouble, can it? Both of the synopsises was very, I know it was very short. We're gonna see, how long it is. I know it's a short book, but 160 pages. This one's hard. They're both really short, so I might just do another pick, and if it's another short one, then I'll just put them on the same video, maybe. Night of a Living Dummy. Or the Wild Robot. I think I'm gonna do the Wild Robot because I think that is kind of like what I'm in the mood for. I'm not really in the mood for horror, and we do kind of like have a little bit of everything. These are all fiction, but some of them are like historical fiction, regular fiction, mystery fiction, fantasy. Two of them are based off of video games, which is of course the Halo and Five Nights at Freddy's one because I just love both of those franchises so much. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do the Wild Robot. I was not expecting to read that. I was definitely expecting to. I was like, I'm definitely gonna get a fantasy because the past times that I did that, and most of it is fantasy. So nah, not most of it. It's like a mix of everything. But yeah, I was definitely expecting to get like a fantasy because the past times that I like did it, the ones that came up were Kane Chronicles, Charlene Chalk Factory, Count of Monte Cristo, Divergent, Where the Red Phone Grows, Holes. Oh, no, never mind. That's not past results. Okay, I don't know where the past results went, but I think Throne of Glass popped up. Kane Chronicles definitely popped up one time, and I also think the Odyssey did, so which are all fantasy. So that's why I was like, it's probably I'm gonna get a fantasy, but that's not what happened. So I'm gonna read The Wild Robot, and I will get back to you when I'm like a little into it. I watched the movie, so and the thing is that both of these had adaptations, so I kind of know what both of them are about because I watched the show of Night of the Living Dummy. Well, it's not the show of that specific book, but it's like the Goosebumps show where they like each episode is a different book. I watched the episode for Night of Living Dummies. I kind of know what that is, but I don't think I watched that episode as much. I usually watched the Mask one. I loved the Mask one. Also the camp one. The camp one was really good. And the piano one as well. And also like I've seen Wild Robot a few times too. and that is also a really recent movie, so I kind of have that stuck in my brain, so I kind of know what happens in both, so, which is fine. But I'm gonna go read The Wild Robot. Hopefully it's available on Libby, because I do not really want to get a physical book right now. It is. It's available on audiobooks. I might just listen to it, because yeah, for the Kindle version on Libby, it's saying, like, it doesn't really know. It just says available soon, which I guess means soon. But yeah, I'll just listen to it, which is fine. It's short, so I should. But and the audiobook is 4 hours, so I will probably get back to you when I am 2 hours in the audiobook. And yeah, I'm gonna. I was definitely expecting to get like a long fantasy, but that's fine. Alright, I'll get back to you. Hey, so I have an update. It's been a couple days since I started listening to The Wild Robot. I am 2 hours and 40. Not 2 hours and 40 minutes. 2 hours and 4 minutes in The Wild Robot. And which is basically halfway because I am 49% through the book. So I should be finishing that soon. So far, I think it's good. I'm not in love with the story, but it's got some major differences from the movie. I think I still think the movie is good. My nephew told me that the movie was better than the book. I disagree. I think that the movie is still good, but I definitely like the book better than the movie, because the movie cut a character out that I think is just very fun, and it kind of made the movie a little more depressing that they cut this character out, and that character is Chit Chat. They cut him out of the movie, and I'm just like, why do you make it so depressing? Because that was like one bright spot. It was Chit Chat. So, but anyways, I still like it. I think Roz is a great character. Um, I thought this was a one-off, but I think it's a series. Let me check. Yeah, apparently it's a series. It's a trilogy, which I did not know that. That maybe why maybe the movie is kind of like all the books together. Maybe. Please tell me, because it's just hard for me to imagine how all the stuff that I know happens in the movie happens in this one book. So that may be why maybe the movie just turned all 3 books into just one major movie. But please tell me in the comments down below, because like at the point that I'm at in the book, I remember this happening like really early on in the movie. But yeah. So that's basically it. Um I was definitely I think I also might have been wanting I think I also might have been liking it more if I was in the mood for it. Right now I'm not really in the mood to read this, but I am anyways because it's for a video. Let me look at this list. I was definitely in the mood to read like a cozy fantasy. I feel like that would have been really fun to read, like, because I have Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies. I thought that would have been really fun to read. Maybe like The Great Gatsby or something like that. That also would have been pretty cool. But yeah, not not what I was hoping for. I'm definitely excited to do the next spinning wheel. I don't know if I think I'll just do 1 book per video. I think that's better. That way I can have a whole video dedicated to that book. And yeah, so I'm about to finish it, and I will get back to you when I finish it. In the vlog that I keep mentioning, the booktuber that I keep mentioning about in this, which is why I'm doing this whole video series. She had like every time she would finish a book, she would scratch off to make a cover. I don't know what I'm gonna do because I didn't make this into a chart. So, but I kind of want something to kind of like memorize this experience I had. So, I'm gonna think of something and I'll get back to you too. I don't know. We're just kind of learning as we go. But yeah, I really hope. And I don't know if I want to do wheels on this whole series. Because if y'all like really desperately want me to read something like soon, please put it in the comments down below. Because I will read it, whichever book I see the most comments on. Of course, I'll still do the spinning wheel, but whichever 2 books I see the most comments on, then I'll choose between those 2. The only 2 books that I really only put on here because they're popular and I really don't have any interest in reading them at all, but I'm still gonna have to read them at some point, is Dune and Twilight. The reason why I don't want to read Twilight is just simply because I have no interest in that genre. I feel like I don't like vampire, I don't like romance. I don't think any of that genre really fits me at all. And also, a lot of the people that I know that like that genre, they say they don't like it. So, I'm not. The only part of Twilight that I actually like is this makes it seem more popular because it's not about Twilight at all, but it's in that one Parks and Rec episode, um, Parks and Recreation, you may call it, where Donna and Tom get like obsessed with Twilight. I think that's a great episode. But in Dune, I don't want to read because a lot of people that I've seen read it, uh, a lot of people that I know that have read it say that it is the most boring piece of literature they've ever read. But the movie looks really good, so I don't know. But yeah, those are the 2 books that I really have no interest in reading. But a couple books on here I definitely have considered, like the Maze Runner, the Prison Healer, Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies, The Alchemist, Alice in Wonderland, those kind of books. The 2 books that I've definitely been on the fence about is Throne of Glass and The Running Man, which I know there's 2 authors because those books are insanely popular. Throne of Glass by Sarah J. Maas and The Running Man by Stephen King. And the reason is because Stephen King has had a few controversies come out, and I don't really care to talk about that on the channel, but his controversies. But like The Running Man is like the only book by Stephen King that I think I would ever want to read, and I just want to at least read some of his work. Just to said, oh, I've read a really popular book by him. And Thin Glass, I've also been on the fence about because I've heard it's really good, but I know Sarah J. Maas can be also pretty controversial at times, especially with her newer releases. I've heard are awful. From several different booktubers out there. But those 2 I've definitely been on the fence about. But I mean, it's not that I don't want to read them, it's that the author's controversies, I don't really care to read them. But, anyways, I'll get back to you when I have finished listening to The Wild Robot. And yeah, see you soon. Hey guys, welcome. And I just finished The Wild Robot. And I now understand they did not split that. They didn't do the full trilogy as one movie. They just did one book. And I didn't think that within the first 2 hours because I was like, how are they gonna do this? But I'm giving it 5 stars. I think that is one of the best second halves of a book I've ever read. And the first half was a lot of build up. Also, another reason why I'm giving it 5 stars is because every character in this book, I think, has a lot of character growth in some ways. But, I want to do something to kind of put every book somewhere to kind of remember this, but I don't know. But I'll see y'all next time, and hopefully I can do this again soon. So, bye-bye. Peace.